Hey guys, I'm Dimension Jumper and today I'll be ranking all of the champions' abilities from Breath of the Wild from my least favourite to my favourite. Now, within Breath of the Wild, you can basically feed the divine beast at your own leisure, and once you've defeated each divine beast, you can basically gain one of the abilities from the different champions. So you've got Duke's Protection, Rivali's Gale, Mipha's Grace, and Alberta's Fury. Now, these abilities can help you in battle depending on what situation you're in, whether you're in a fight or whether you need one of the abilities to help you in a specific situation, so that sort of thing. So I'm going to be ranking all these abilities from my least favourite to my favourite, and this is all my personal opinion. So for number 4 is Mipha's Grace. Now, out of the other abilities, I feel like the Mipha's Grace is the least useful one out of the abilities, mainly because the only thing it can do is heal you, but I do like the fact that it can fully heal you and give you additional hearts. But in terms of using it outside of battles, it's not really that useful, just because you can only use it once, and out of all the other abilities, it takes the longest to recharge itself. And yeah, and it's not really that great in my opinion, because it's just, you use it once and it can only be used if like you've taken enough damage to get yourself to 0 hearts. And I just rarely have used this ability in my opinion, so yeah. For number 3 is Daruk's Protection. Now, Daruk's Protection is a nice ability. I do enjoy using this ability when I'm fighting specific enemies, whether it's fighting Calamity Ganon, any of the Guardians, any of the Stoneteloses, Stalnoxes, Hinoxes, those kinds of enemies. And it's an okay ability, and I do like the fact that every time it gets hit by like an enemy blast or bow and arrow, that sort of stuff, I do like the fact that there are cracks in certain areas of the shield, because when it's like fully charged, and when you have like 3 of Duke's Protection, it's like a perfect protection shield that covers Link. But then if a Guardian uses its blast to hit the protection, you'll get to see cracks in it, and then once it gets down to 1, you'll see more cracks, and then you won't be able to use it again for a while. And it's an okay ability, because there are some nice things you can use it for, like deflecting enemies, that sort of stuff. And the only annoying thing about it is that it will every time you equip your shield and you shield up to like blast away an enemy's reflection beam back at them, you'll see the shield, the Duke's Protection over it. That can get annoying at times, and so yeah. So for number 2 is Alberta's Fury. Now, what I like about this is that it covers, when you want to activate it, it covers a specific area of Link. So every time Link goes in for a spin attack, it basically creates this sort of area of electricity, and it can hit all of the enemies that walk in the radius of the electricity field. Now, a bit like Daruk's Protection, it can get annoying at times when you want to do a spin attack. So let's say, for example, you want to try and get a specific creature or critter or insect for a specific recipe, or get it for the compendium. Then Alberta's Fury will activate and just, activate, and then you'll have to try and cancel out of it or turn it off. I know you can turn it off as an option, but I kind of like to have all the abilities activated on the screen, so I can see how many abilities I have that are activated, that sort of thing. So again, that's the sort of like small annoyance of mine. It's like, depending on the situation, like, it can get annoying. And for number 1 is Rivali's Gale. Now, what I like about Rivali's Gale is that it's the most useful ability out of any of the other ones, mainly because of how it can basically just help Link get some more air momentum, because within Breath of the Wild you can leap off anything and you can get to like specific areas, but there will be times in which you might not be able to get to a specific area. So let's say you're on a mountain in the Hebrew region and you see a specific mountain that you can get to, but let's say you're on a particular slope or hill in that area, and you know that you can't get to it by gliding. So you can use Revali's Gale to get some more height, and then you might be able to get halfway up the mountain. Then you can climb up the rest of the way, depending on if you have enough stamina or not. And I just really enjoyed it, and I think it's really useful if you want to collect corks, because there's one area that's near Skull Lake that's one of the timed ones, and you can just reuse Revali's Gale to just fly up and get to this circle or the ring. And yeah, I think it's a really cool ability, and it does help me in a lot of ways. For example, let's say with the labyrinths, where you can find the barbarian armors, or just the barbarian armor, or different pieces of it. You can basically, I basically used Revali's Gale to get to the top, or halfway up one of the walls, and then just climb the rest of the way. And it's just a really nice ability, and also you can use it to use that and your bow to hit a bunch of enemies. And yeah, that's why I really like Revali's Gale. So that's been my ranking of the champion's abilities from least favourite to favourite. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.